The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or of the River District Association. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the True North Speaker Series. Thank you for continuing to watch our show and making it a success that it is. We are excited for today. We have Season 3, Episode 9, and we have the amazing Kenya Elliott. So thank you, Kenya, for saying yes. You guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because I guarantee you this is going to be one that is very, very exciting, and I'm very excited to do it. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
Yeah.
I know I'm ready. I was like, heck, I gotta wait to episode 9 to interview Kenya. It's like so much I want to know. I want to know. You the hype one of the show.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so tell us, who is Kenya Elliott?
So, I'm a tanner now.
Okay,
So, Kenya Tanner. So, Kenya Tanner is a servant. I love God. I love the Lord. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I am a business owner. I'm a new self-published author. A friend. I'm
Did you find this question to be the hardest question?
So a little. Yeah. And I actually was reciting it this morning because I'm like, oh my gosh, I wear so many hats. So like, but overall, I would say I'm a God-fearing woman that is embracing this journey called life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to everybody that I interview, they always say that was the hardest question. That was the hardest question. Because we don't even pause. We just do it.
Right.
So whenever I asked that question, they was like, who am I? Wait a minute. How do I want to answer this? Do I want to talk to me as a mother?
Yes.
Set up a session aside? Don't want to talk about all of it? Don't want to leave my husband part out? So what does that look like? So I want to jump and talk about a question that probably is not even in it. Tell us about this book.
Oh, okay. I know you got me there. So, the name of the book is The Chapters That Healed Her.
Okay.
So this is a memorial of my life. A point in my life that I survived domestic violence.
Okay.
So I'm really, really talking about my life, my experience, most definitely to help other individuals that are experiencing domestic violence, have experienced it. But it's definitely something, a self-help and just inspiration.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I want to skip that is because right in this season, I don't know if it's because it's spring and it's spring cleaning, but I've been talking to a lot of women about the healing process.
Yeah.
And at what point for you was it, I'm no longer a victim. I was victimized, but now I saw healing. What point? Because we know that show up in everyday life.
Right.
When you don't get the healing and you don't go through the process, you don't realize it, but it shows up in everyday life, especially as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So at what point did you realize that, okay, I went through this, I want to be healed from it?
Yes.
What was that turning point like?
So, and my situation was a little different. So it was more so a calling because when you've experienced something to that severity, the healing process is different. Like we don't want to think about it. We don't want to acknowledge it. So we slap a Band-Aid over it. And that's not true healing.
Right.
That is slapping a Band-Aid over an open wound.
Right.
So this was more so God saying, I need you to put this book out. And so I wrote it, I stopped. I wrote it, I stopped because I was taking the Band-Aids off of these wounds.
Yeah.
And that was hard.
Right.
And so for me, I was obedient.
Okay.
Mine was more so because if it was up to me, I would have never told my story.
Wow.
I would have never told it.
You wouldn't have told your story, or do you think you wouldn't have been healed from your story?
I wouldn't have truly been healed because, again, you just kind of forget.
Exactly.
You want to act as if this never happened to you. Even going back, I recently reread the book. Something I said I was not going to do because it was like, I don't want to relive that again.
Yeah.
So I have a book signing coming out April the 4th.
Okay.
And so I said, well, these are chapters. So if somebody asks me about a chapter, I gotta know.
Yeah.
This is your story. You're
Right.
telling it, but it's different when you're writing a book. So I reread it.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought I was reading about a complete stranger.
Stranger.
I didn't realize this
Wow.
was my life. Yeah. I'm trying not to get emotional.
Well, so and do you feel like that you can do your work better now?
Most definitely. It's like, girl,
Yeah.
not even me doing my work better. I can help the next woman.
Yeah.
Because I see the signs, of course. And I know you haven't asked this question, but I'm a business owner. So a lot of times I feel like even as an entrepreneur, it's ministry for me.
Right.
Because sometimes I come across women that have experienced domestic violence, that are experiencing, and I'm very discerning. So I know when, they're telling me about their story, when to share mine.
Right.
And so I'm able to help another woman not go through the amount of years, stay in it as long by sharing my story. That's of course something that's the want.
Yeah.
The person, me being a victim of domestic violence, they gotta want it for themselves.
Right.
But I didn't have anybody that could tell me, I've been through this.
Right.
You need to leave.
Right.
I see the red. I didn't have that.
Right.
So I think if I did, I may have left sooner.
Yeah.
So I want to be that person.
Right. And that's why I keep on saying when we had that conversation, and it's been circulating inside the professional world, like how do your trauma show up, especially as an entrepreneur?
Yes.
You look at things, your business, your success, and your failures is only on you.
Right.
It's not like you punching the clock, punching in, going to work, a salary or whatever.
Yes.
Where you show up is a representation of your business.
Most definitely.
And so if you're not completely healed, either seeking to be healed, whatever it is, whatever it is, it's going to show up in the way.
Yeah, there are triggers.
Yeah,
you can be triggered and not even realize, and so anxiety is one of my issues, that I deal with. And so it's more so anything I'm dealing with, I got to leave it at the door when I walk into that building, and that for me, as I'm healing, is so much easier, and so I could have had, I'm a mom of 5, so I could have had a crazy morning, and my clients would never know.
Right.
Because I left all that at the door.
Right. Because you have to.
You have to. Yes. So.
And there's no PTO and no. If you don't work, you don't eat. Right.
Yeah.
And even if you in this place, let's say you are in the professional work because you work at past and talk about that.
Yes.
Even as a supervisor and a manager, your clients and the people that you're managing and supervising want the whole version of you.
Exactly.
Because their stuff, how they show up, if you don't show up healed, then you're a reflection of that too.
Most definitely.
You'll take that personal with it, and it's personal because they going through something too. So what does healing look like? And we really stress that. And I knew that we was going to have a person that sit in the seat that would be able to explain it better than anybody. And I knew you would be that one that did be able to do that. Especially when you put the book out, like, there go that semicolon that I did.
Yes.
So, okay, let's get back on track. Okay. So tell me, what inspired you to pursue a career as a licensed practical nurse and later earn your degree in healthcare management?
Okay, so straight out of high school, I went to Virginia State University, and my major was psychology.
Wow.
Yes, so I end up getting pregnant with my firstborn, became a college dropout.
Okay.
And my nurse that helped me with my first child, her name was Hope.
Oh, wow.
Hope. Okay, so ironic.
Yeah.
She inspired me.
Wow.
She inspired me, yes. And she actually was my nurse again with my now 13-year-old. So my last son,
Wow.
she was my nurse again. Yeah. So she inspired me to become a nurse because I was all in the psych realm. And then when I got to, this 4-year college, I'm thinking, after 4 years, I might be able to be a psychiatrist. But when we first got there, our teacher, like, that was like the main thing she spoke on. Like, if you're looking to be a psychiatrist after you finish these 4 years, you might as well pursue something else because this is more schooling. Yeah, because a psychiatrist, of course, is a doctor. So it's like 8 years. Yeah. So I was like, no one been in school that long. But, life happened. No regrets because everything is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. But that's what inspired me to be a nurse. Crazy thing. And you got to read the book because I go more in depth of how all that kind of transpired. Yeah. But once I became a nurse, I was working for PAPS Community Health Center. This is a great organization that allows you to move up the ladder. So I went from LPN, pediatric nurse. I've done so much at PAPS. Wow. I was there for over 9 years. So in 2016, there was a position. I wasn't even qualified for it. And it's funny.
You thought you wasn't
qualified. Well, yes, let me say that. Yeah. I was qualified for it, but on paper, I wasn't really qualified for it. Let me go back. Yeah. I was qualified with the experience, but on paper they were looking for an RN. They were looking for someone with a master's degree. So I was joking with my friends one day and I was like, tired of wearing scrubs. I'm ready to get in some business casual, tell someone to hold my calls, they were joking. So I applied for the position, loving the fact that I was a nurse. I love doing my job as a nurse. And I got the position. And the day that I did the interview was wild. Locked myself out the house. Wow. Had to take my kids to school. So I had to call an aunt to come pick them up. And I said, when you drop them off, come back and get me because I got to make it to this interview. My hair, I'm all natural. So my hair was out here. Wow. I was trying to get in the house through a window. So I had put a hole in my sweater. And so I went, and one of the interview people, they were like, so how do you work under pressure? Let me tell you about my morning. Let me tell you. Yeah. So, and I got the job. Yeah. And so while I was doing that work, I became a care coordinator. I was out in the field. It was totally different from just nursing. It was actually important because it helps you understand like the social determinants of health, which is vital. Right. But we don't learn that in nursing school. Right. They don't learn that in medical school. Right. And so this was a whole different avenue of healthcare, but it was so deserving. Like it was it was a passion for me. So as I'm doing this work, I wanted to go back to school. And so I actually had applied to do a bridge program for RN or the bachelor's for the I can never think of that degree. Yeah. Healthcare management. Okay. So end up getting into that program. Yeah. Jefferson College of Health Science, which is now merged with Radford. Yeah. And I finished it in, which would have been a 4-year degree. I finished it in 2 years.
Wow.
Yes.
As a mom of 4 at the time.
At the time, as the mom of 4. Wow. At the time, losing their father. Wow. At the time, 2 months later, losing my mother.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. And I graduated summa cum laude.
Wow.
And working full time. I still was the coordinator, traveling, having to do speaking engagements, talking about social determinants of health. Yeah. And it became a passion for me.
Right.
And so, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's if you're not motivated by that, you don't want to be motivated. You began your career at PAPS, and we talked about that. What are some of the most important lessons you feel like you learned during that time?
So again, PAPS is an organization that allows you to climb the ladder. Mm-hmm. So my CEOs would send me in their place a lot. Wow. To just different meetings, breakfast clubs, breakfast meetings or whatnot. And I would be in the room with CEOs, presidents of banks. I was in the room with, other CEOs.
Right.
And at this time, I'm not thinking as an entrepreneur. I'm thinking, everybody's introducing themselves because in meetings, and so here I am as the LPN, and everybody is CEO of this organization, president of this bank, and I get up and hi, I'm Kenya, standing in the gap for Kay Crane at the time, or Marsha Mendenhall. And so it allowed me to be at the table with other bosses and learn how things worked in that realm. And it inspired me to create my own table.
And then also, I'm talking about showing that you can be in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That you can be in the room.
Oh, yes.
And you deserve to be in the room, and you understand what goes on in the room.
Yes.
And a lot of times, we've been talking a lot about the access.
Yeah.
Exposure.
Yes.
You don't even know unless you sometimes get access.
Right.
And I know Marsha gave you access,
Yes.
because I know she's good about it. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go for me. Like,
Yes.
I know you can do it. That's her whole thing. I know you can do it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Right.
So, what motivated you to transition from working in healthcare? Because you said that was amazing for you, and starting your own business, Body by K.
So I actually wanted to get the services that I provide done.
Wow.
And so I met an amazing body sculptor, Jaleesa Rogers. She's in Durham. And I started getting the treatments. And so I love them so much, and I talk with her and I'm like, girl, I'm gonna bring this to my hometown. Like, how can I be able to take the course and do this? And she was an instructor.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was able to train me, and I brought it to Danville.
Everything I see about your life, it's just like, I know it's not easy, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not making it easy. But do you think purpose play a lot in that?
My God, yes.
And being open to receive the road.
Yes. Yes.
Open to say, okay, how do you know when it's your turn? How do you know that?
Things just start aligning. Alignment.
Yeah.
It's so, like, a lot of times I look at life and I'm just like, that's not coincidental.
Right.
Like, God, that's purpose.
Right.
I was supposed to be here at this appointed time.
Yeah.
So it's like, once you start seeing everything align, then you know.
And also, for you, have it ever been when something didn't work out and you realize that's for a reason?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Recently, actually.
Yeah. Do you look at things, especially now, since we're on this side of healing, do you look at even your no's as yeses?
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
How do you, like, when something doesn't work out, are you the type of person that waddle in that don't work out? Or it's like, how is this what is this about? Do you dissect that even on your bad days? Because you have bad days. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm a delay, not denied person. Yeah. Like, that didn't work out, but I know God got something better.
Right.
It's a reason why that didn't work out.
Right.
So that's honestly what helps me not get distracted with the no's, because and also it's my motivation. Like, when it's a no for me,
yeah,
because I know who my God is.
Right. Yeah. And I'm having this episode because it's perfect timing, and I hope everyone who has reached out to me about situations that we're talking about right now really get to see this episode, because we have been talking about why me.
Yeah.
And one thing my mom taught me, I never forget, my son Isaac, he was 4 years old. He got hit by a car. And I kept on saying, why me? Why me? And my mom said, well, why not you? What makes you better than anybody else? It's not why me, why not you?
Yeah.
And if it is you, what does this lead to?
Right.
What is this about?
Right.
Get in deeper dive into, why did this happen to me? Whoever you believe in allowed this to happen to you, and how do you supposed to navigate in it? So what keeps you centered and balanced to say, okay, this happened to me. Let me figure out, how is this part of my purpose? Is it something like a feeling, a nudge, or do you dissect it? What does that look like?
Well, I try to make sure I cover myself with prayer.
Okay.
Like, I'm real big about praying about anything. So once I prayed about it, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Like if it's for me, it's gonna happen.
Right.
If it's not, it may have been a dodge bullet, like, and then I used to also be that person, like, why me? Why me? And like your mom said, why not me?
Right.
Like, I feel like what I endured, I wouldn't wish on anybody with the abuse and all of that. But to be able to help another young woman not stay in for 10 plus years,
Yeah.
and they hear my story and say, I'm gonna walk away today.
Today, yeah.
My sufferings are not in vain. So why not me
Right.
if I survive
Right.
to help somebody else?
What gives you the confidence to share?
Yeah.
What gives you the confidence to endure? What gives you the confidence to not wallow in despair and destruction? Where does that confidence come from?
Definitely my children.
Yeah.
Like them knowing that they can do anything. Like I've always wanted to exemplify, and I always feel like I've always had to be this superwoman, So even in that aspect, I'm not gonna say I'm glad I had to go through breaking, but
Yeah.
I'm not superwoman.
Right.
But I want my children to know that, you can soar, you can get whatever you want out of this life.
Right.
And so they motivate me, to be who I am.
Yeah.
And just to inspire.
Yeah.
I want to be able to inspire others, because I come across so many women, and just someone that has experienced what I had to experience, different conversation, I see the red flags.
Yeah.
Like, when women are talking and I'm like, ooh, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
And that's me saying, okay, do I mention this red flag to her, or do I share an experience where I went through that same red flag? And a lot of times that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, can you go through that now?
Yeah. Yeah. And the one thing I've noticed about you, because we went that way back.
Yeah.
Way back. And I've seen every level of success and the struggles and everything,
Yes.
One thing I could say, when people talk about this my winning season, the one thing about you always look for the win in everything. I've noticed that about you. You was like, I'm crying right now. This is crazy right now. I'm going through a whole lot right now, but I have this, I have this, I have this. You always look at the win. So it's not a winning season. I'm going to stay winning.
Right.
Even if it's just little small aspect, I'm going to see that.
Right.
You see the light in that dark space.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people, that's hard for them to capture because they think, oh, that's not real, or that's a facade. We didn't say we don't have bad days.
Most definitely.
But you was like, it ain't all about the bad days.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I got to show what I want my kids to see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes it real.
Yeah.
You ain't got to believe it, because I'm not doing it for you to believe.
Yeah.
You the epitome of that. I don't care what you believe.
Right. Yeah.
I don't even care what it's about, because
That's real.
I know who I'm doing it for
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
So I think it's awesome that people have an opportunity to see what that look like.
Yes.
And especially for you, like you said, you share that.
Yes. Most definitely.
You share that. It's like, there's no gatekeeping over here.
No need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very transparent. Because who else can tell your story better than you? And so you want to hear from the horse's mouth, because a lot of time people misconstrue things. And I've always been the type of person that I'm not gonna correct. Like, so if somebody said something that was false, the people that know me, so you believe it, and then if you're able to meet me, then you'll see that's not true.
But you don't let that hinder
At all.
Right.
And it's not an easy job. I wouldn't say it's really easy, but it becomes easy.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like you keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah.
And so it's like tunnel vision. You don't have time to be distracted. Like, I don't have time to worry about naysayers, or, I know I have goals.
Yeah.
And I got people watching.
Exactly. I like that tunnel.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I don't even know where I'm at. Starting a business is never easy. What were some of the biggest challenges that you was faced early on?
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, of course, again, transparency. I'm not a, trust fund baby.
Right.
I didn't have people just pouring money to me.
Right.
So being able, and I paid for that certification. When you go to college, you're offered financial aid, you're offered grants. So my moneymaker, I paid for, but it was something I wanted to do. So of course, with an entrepreneur, it's always the finances because you have overhead. And then if you're someone like me that's always looking to expand and like you need money.
Right.
So, and thankfully, I was able to win a business pitch. So that really, really helped me. But that, funding has been a challenge. Learning the business aspect. I'm a nurse. So, just learning marketing because I'm really a one-woman show. I do it all, and so learning all of this has really, it was challenging, but as you continue to grow your business, you learn and then learning from other people.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you have a mentor in any of this?
So Jaleesa,
Oh yeah, you did.
yeah. So my instructor, she most definitely. We're still friends to this day.
Wow.
And I got my certification in 2019.
And what we talked about by you don't gatekeep gave you access to somebody else who don't gatekeep.
Right.
Because she can look at that as competition.
Mm-hmm.
Because the same way you was traveling to Durham, you said Durham?
Durham.
The way you was traveling to Durham, she would expect all the other people in Danville or surrounding areas to travel to Durham. But she's like, oh no, that's not what this is about.
Yeah.
Let me teach you.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Powerful. So, and she's amazing. She's never gatekeep. Matter of fact, she actually wanted to bring me on to collaborate.
Wow.
To do courses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because body sculpting is non-regulatory in many states.
Right.
So once we're certified, like there's no board. Like for instance,
Right.
the nursing, you have to take a board. Now it might come,
Right.
but of course, being a nurse protects me.
Yeah.
But you're able to offer the services, and then over time there's other certifications that allow you to become an instructor. So I took an instructor's course as well. So I instruct and teach these classes as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know about that superhero. You just might be a super. I don't know. That Kate, that Kate somewhere.
Yes.
So tell us, I mean, we've been talking about it. What is non-surgical body contouring?
So non-surgical body contouring, and this is probably the easiest definition. So it is the manipulation to sculpt the human body, whether that's using devices, hand manipulation, wooden instruments.
Yeah.
It helps several aspects of the body. If you have loose skin, you can tighten it. If you have excess unwanted stubborn fat, you can lose it. Acne, I mean, just any little flaw,
Right.
body sculpting, body contouring.
Yeah.
We have things that can help it.
And the one thing I like about it that we talk about is non-surgical, because we know what it means going under the knife, like all of the risk that comes with that. Do you have like a health component, like how, like when you're talking to people, how this helped them with their health? Because I don't think people understand that. They look at social media and reality TV, take this to a whole nother place. But we living in talking about the redevelopment of North Main, we talk about the health, we talk about the social determinants of health. That's such a big thing in that community. And any aspect that you can share about how important it is for your body and your health.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, just last week, I had to go to a training and I said my feet was big as my head. And I was like, this is not healthy.
Yes. So the good thing is, it's not always just about vanity. And being a nurse, I'm grateful that I can, do both. I can make you look great on the outside, but also help with health and wellness.
I love that.
So I would say when you are losing excess fat, that's going to help with if you have hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes. If you have a family history, this is gonna help you with the risk. Because what happened when you have those excess fat cells, they're pushing up against the vessels, and so that prevents the blood to circulate freely. And so that's where high blood pressure comes from, because it's constricted. All that fat is just pushing up against your vessels, and so your vessels are like this. Your heart is pumping to get that blood throughout your body to circulate, but it's working hard.
Yeah.
So we're preventing heart disease,
Right.
preventing high blood pressure, diabetes, all of that just by losing the excess fat.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think that's because those are the things that people don't want to talk about. It was just this what this is about. This whole show is about. It's about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
It's about finance, marketing, all of that stuff.
Definitely.
Yes, but this it has that health component.
yeah.
in it. And I think that's very, very important because you can be rich, but you can be an entrepreneur, but you high blood pressure.
And the mental clarity of it too. That's big because this is somewhere, I offer luxurious services where you can come, you had a stressful day, I have a sauna blanket, and that detoxes your body. And so it's very relaxing. My clients love that. Yeah. And you burn 1,500 to 2,300 calories in one 30-minute session.
Wow.
And you're just laying there. Yeah. So infrared light is also a component that's used in it. And they're starting to use infrared light in medicine now for pain management, muscle relaxation. Yeah. So it's so many health benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Book a consultation. I had go on in it.
I know. I'm all invested. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Well, get back, focus. But you also focus on affordability.
Yes.
Why is it important for you to make these services accessible?
Because I come across people from all walks of life. I'm a mom of 5,
Right.
but I still like to look good.
Right.
So, I can't afford something that someone with no children can.
Right.
So I think about all of that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to service everyone.
Right.
So if there's another mom with 5 kids, but she wants to look good,
Right.
she can come to Body by K and get these treatments.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to be able to service everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also go back, because I know you who you are. It's about making sure that people want to be healthy, can have access to being healthy.
Yes.
I know that because I know that's what you all about.
Yes.
How do you see, we talked about it a little bit, but how do you see how people confidence change
Oh my God.
when they walk in to when they walk out or
Oh my
after a couple
God.
of sessions? Yeah.
That is probably my greatest joy of being the owner of Body by K.
Yeah.
I've had women come in, they're self-conscious about their body, they're timid, so they get their desired results, and it's like, girl, I can't tell you nothing. But I love it.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful to watch.
Right.
And it also, I've seen women change their whole life.
Wow.
I've seen women leave their jobs and become entrepreneurs.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it's like, and I've even had several say, you help with this.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, but that confidence, because when you look good, you feel good, and so it's so many aspects that body contouring, provides,
Right.
and so it makes me feel amazing when I can help boost someone's confidence.
Yeah. Because confidence is just another component of health.
Most definitely.
Yeah. It's probably one of the biggest.
Yes.
Don't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
One of the biggest. And I know for me, person who come from low self-esteem, once I made that pivot and I tell myself I am somebody, that's
Right.
I have worn an outfit where before I made the decision to build my self-esteem because I didn't want my daughter to see nothing less than a person with positive self-esteem.
Right.
Same outfit, the same person show up just to have the confidence to walk in the room. You walk in different.
Yes. It'll change your whole mindset.
Yeah.
So body dysmorphia is a real thing. And I see it a lot. And I'll look at a person and I'm looking at this person, I'm like, people actually are getting cosmetic surgery to look like you, but in the mirror to them, they don't look like that.
Yeah.
To them, they look like a whole different person.
Yeah.
So in this business, I see that a lot.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is to make sure that I am boosting their confidence, letting them know like, you're beautiful. However you see yourself, you're still beautiful. Yeah. I'm here to do both.
Yeah. Right. And you're the perfect person.
Yeah.
Perfect person for that. What has been one of your proudest moments as a business owner so far?
So just making it to 6 years is definitely
Yes,
the
we passed that
highlight.
5-year mark. We all know entrepreneurs at
Yes,
5 years.
yes.
Yeah.
But also being able to invest in like high technology equipment.
Yeah.
So I was able to, and this is where the grant with RevUp helped
Yeah.
with. I was able to invest in a medical grade equipment
Wow.
that is called Venus Versa. And so only in the state of Virginia and Iowa a nurse can operate it. Any other state you have to be an MD. And so they found me. That was another thing that was just so just ironic. But when they came in, they were showing me their brochures and everything, and Venus Williams was on their brochure. And I'm like, what does Venus do?
Yeah.
She's one of their brand ambassadors.
Wow.
So this device is all over the world. Like you're gonna find this more so in the bigger cities, Beverly Hills, New York City. It's a ton of med spas in New York City that has it. But I've made it affordable. So I've actually had people travel to me. I recently had someone from Atlanta travel to me recently.
Here in Danville.
And that's what they booked, the Venus Versa.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's been a huge highlight for me as a business owner, being able to invest in the best, top-notch quality. Because one thing I'm real big on is quality.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Right here in Danville.
Yes.
Okay, so you have received magazine features,
Yes.
collaborations, and like you talked about the Rev Up grant. What does that recognition mean to you?
God is good.
Mhm.
It just means a lot. Like this girl, it makes me look at younger Kenya and clap. Like, baby, we made it, because I did not come from a silver spoon, and it's like just to be able to be where I am and be able to have overcame all the obstacles that I did. I'm just elated to just, have all of these achievements and a lot of times again they find me. And so I'm very grateful. Humbled, grateful, just thankful.
When we talk about a lot of come from Danville, no silver spoon, and then you get to walk out and say, I did this, I did this, I did this. But you never, whenever I see you, you never talk about I did this, I did this, I did this. You talk about I can provide this for you, for you, for you, for you. How do you keep the humility?
Humbleness. Like, I just feel like when you haven't really did it on your own, my faith is real big.
Right.
So I just know this is of no works of just me. And so I think just remaining humble, remaining grateful, it's easy. It's easy to just, okay, what's next?
And I love people who are not an operator of I. Even when you was at PATH and we know you was a supervisor because we just knew it. Like when the job I was in, I knew you was a supervisor, but you never talked about that. My team. Oh, my team.
Still my team. I love you.
My team can do this. We can do this. We can do this.
Yes.
And I take value in people who don't operate in the sense of I. Because especially now, just for whatever reason, the energy, the atmosphere, the universe allow a space for people to live and dwell in the I statement. But you keen on saying, this is not just about me.
Oh, no.
It's just like you just said, I couldn't do this by myself.
Oh, no.
And every conversation that we talked about, every pocket from the beginning of this interview to who we are now, you just name drop other people because of this or in addition to this.
Right.
Because through this process of this person,
Right.
it's never a I thing. And I think I love people who operate like that because in this day and time, it's so easy for somebody to say, I did this and forget about the people who helped pave the way.
Right, exactly.
Ones you know and don't know.
Right.
It's like, I've heard your name in rooms. Like I've been in rooms and at tables and everything, and the same staff they talk about let you go have talked about you and the work that you do, your team that you do. And so it's never an I for you.
Right.
And what makes you not want to say I?
I mean, going back to, my team, it wasn't regardless of like titles. I'm not big on titles.
Right.
I have done, now I'm saying
Yeah.
I've done a lot.
Yeah, I know.
But like realistically, I have.
Right.
Like if I was to show my resume,
Yeah.
you would say, why didn't you talk about this?
Right.
But it's not about that. I am big on purpose. I'm purpose driven. I think that's what keeps me from focusing on what I did.
Right.
Because it's not about what I did. It's not about, I wore this title. I wore this hat.
Right.
While wearing it, what did I do?
Right.
What did I fulfill?
Ooh.
So that's what I'm focused on, the fulfillment. Like while I'm at this table, how can I be a help? How can I be a service to the people that need my help? And so that was the biggest thing with me at PASS.
Right.
I was able to fulfill so much, and I love that job because of that, not because of the rooms I was in.
Right.
That was an addition.
Right.
And networking and meeting people, it was more so just being able to help the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it really a tattoo, not I, but purpose. Like,
Yes.
that's good.
Yeah.
Because when you operate in purpose, you really take yourself completely out of it. I don't know which interview it was. It was talking. Oh, Selena. She was like, "I'm just a vessel.
Yes.
I'm just the feet and hands of the earth. I'm just a vessel." And you say that you live that. You're the perfect example. So for your episodes to come back to back, we all know what that is. But for her to say, "I'm the hands and earth," just the opportunity to be the vessel, and then you live that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you indirectly live that. Because I mean, even when you was left, they would still say your name as if you was still there. I was like, I don't care, you don't work there anymore. My supervisor,
I love them. I will forever like that. My team holds a special place in my heart, and I'm still connected to them.
Yeah.
Like I actually have one that I hire for all my events.
Right.
Yeah, because she does event planning.
Yeah.
And so like I remember when I had to throw off like a community baby shower.
Right.
And so I was able to get all these organizations, and she helped me. And I was like, girl,
Right.
you are good with the decoration. And so she pushed out her business. And
Yeah. And you was good about, even when you left, the work didn't slow down. Because you had built this team up the same way people invested in you. You invested in your team, and the work didn't slow down.
Yeah.
Your one nest became 5 strong people. I think it's 5, whatever.
Yeah. It's more. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely more now.
Strong.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's leadership right there. That's leadership.
That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. I feel like that should be the goal for anybody on a job.
Yeah.
You want to be a great leader.
Right.
Yeah.
And you did that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you did that. Look, I don't even know where I'm at in my questions. So good. You've been involved in a lot of health initiatives at PASS, in your work, even just you talking about now with the baby shower. Why is community service so important to you?
Because I'm a part of the community.
Yeah.
I grew up in Cardinal Village.
Right.
I was young, jumping on old mattresses. Like just to be transparent.
Yeah.
I was this little girl, that, I came from low income.
Yeah.
I struggled to take care of my babies,
Right.
and still pursue my dreams. So when I think of community, I think of myself. I think of, man, what if this resource was there? It could have been a little easier for me.
Right.
It wouldn't have been so stressful. So, when I think about community, I think about like access, like we talked about in the beginning.
Right.
It's so important. So community is big to me because I am a part of the community.
Right.
Yeah.
But what would you look? I don't know if it's on part of the questions or not, but what would you tell that young Kenya now? If you had to talk to her, what would you tell her?
You endured so much, and I know you did not understand why. But we made it.
Yeah.
We made it. And I'm sorry that you had to go through everything that you went through.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer. But everything you endured, now your life is purpose.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, in a sense,
Yeah.
you know, the hardships.
Yeah.
It makes sense, you know, the struggles, because of where you are now and what you get to do. You know, I'm so proud of small Kenya for not giving up.
Right. And you know, I asked that question, and I've only asked it to a couple of people, and I only asked it to the ones who I think is strong enough to answer it, because I know in this season of even right now who I am, all that I went through, I don't know if I have the courage to tell the younger self. I don't know if I could answer that question.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. Yeah. I feel like I rambled a little bit.
No.
It's not easy.
Because that's not on here. You know, that's not a harder question. And I know for a fact, I don't know if I'll be able to handle because I will feel so sorry for that little girl.
Yes. Yes.
And that goes back to pulling the Band-Aid off the
Yes.
I feel like in the healing process that I'm in, I'm not where you are, but it's good to see people like you because I know I can get there.
Yes.
So I never take for granted where I'm at in my life.
Right.
But to be fully transparent as we talk about, I don't know I can answer that question. That I can tell that younger version of me that just hold on. Because I'd be like, girl, bro. Don't do this shit.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that comes with time.
Yeah.
That comes with process, and everybody's pace is different.
Most definitely.
But whenever I ask those ones that question, I know I ask the ones who can answer. That they're in a season of their life that they can answer because everybody can't.
Right.
And I know for a fact that I'll be one of the ones who couldn't truly answer that question. So
give me some praise.
Yeah. I got the praise, but I want to be transparent because that's not an easy question to ask.
Most definitely.
And to answer.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times in life, we was like, why? You know, it goes back to that whole being of. And so when you're talking to your younger self or your adolescent self, your young adult self, now I might could talk to the 20 version of me, but I don't know if I could talk to the 13-year-old version of me. You know? So being able to talk to go back and say, look, that's crazy. You know, I don't know how we got through it, but we got through it. But I still want to say I feel so bad for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think communities like North Main need in order to be successful when it comes to health and wellness?
Access. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Access resources. You know, that was my work as a coordinator at PAVS. And you know, I left that job in 2021 and it's still the same answers. Access, resources, just to be able to meet them where they are, you know, and having people that look like them show up. Because honestly, doing that work, a lot of times that's what they need. You know, they need to see someone that does look like them to show them, you know, to be able to meet them with that can understand, you know. So definitely access resources, because everybody in positions, you know, and their heart is in a good place, but they may not understand what this person is going through because they didn't live it. You know, so if you take someone that has lived it, and that's another thing I look at as my life. I came from the project, you know, so I just feel like it was so purpose driven to be able to go back to these underserved neighborhoods, and you know, they may have looked at me like, "Who is she? Baby, I used to be right here.
This was my
This
part.
was me. I live here."
Right.
You know, and then when you talk to them and when you tell them, and like I said, you meet them where they are, they're able to open up.
Yeah.
And really, you can dive in and figure out what is the need. Because a lot of times, resources are there, but they're not opening up to certain people because of trust.
And we talk about that a lot here at RDA, building community trust. And that's the main component. Even with the North Main Visionaries, it's about building community trust.
Most definitely.
And I don't know why it's a thing that people struggle with, with these True North Speaker Series. When we said that we was going to interview Black women so people can fully understand the endurement that they go through.
Yes.
They can fully understand that they exist.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people don't even know because you're so head down and you focus and you're driven in purpose that you don't have time to celebrate the successes because that's not what it's about.
Right.
And you don't even looking for the thank yous. We're not looking for the thank yous. The thank yous goes from the impact that you make. And so when we have these speaker series, it's that little time, an hour and a half, where people get the opportunity to see people that look like them. Women who have endured what they endured, a culture that has been built on the grace, on God's grace, or whoever you serve.
Exactly.
That's it. That's what they're about. And we can talk about entrepreneurship. We can talk about inclusivity. We can talk about, economic awareness. We can talk about economic growth,
Right.
fragility, whatever you want to talk about. At the end of the day, it's about giving the people the opportunity to see people that look like them.
Yes.
And they can say, I made it.
Yeah.
And I'm just beginning.
Yeah.
So if I made this step, you can definitely make it.
Most definitely.
Because sometimes I want you guys to understand that you're paving ways.
Yeah.
We just came off Women History Month and we interviewed some of the matriarchs in this community, and I couldn't imagine enduring what they endured.
Most definitely.
I can't imagine. So just so I don't have to fight that fight.
Right.
I'm fighting the fight. And I want people to understand that you yourself are opening up doors and creating access that now younger ladies that look like you don't have to fight.
Most definitely.
They can say, I'm not standing this.
Yes, exactly. That's the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the mission.
I can walk away. So let me see where I'm at. Oh, let's talk about that. What is self-care for you? Do you lay under the red light?
I do.
Red light special.
So it's funny that you said that because I am Body by K's guinea pig.
Oh.
I am. But over years.
Well, you don't have to be. Just go. No.
But over the years, like you be so consumed with work, like you do have to make sure. I have to make sure that I practice what I preach. So I preach self-care a lot.
Yeah.
So honestly, being a wife, being an entrepreneur, being a mother, self-care for me is really easy. Like if I just got in the car, I blast my gospel, I head down 29. I mean, I could just go to Sephora and grab some makeup.
Wow.
Yeah, that's self-care for me. It's like I get to unplug for just a moment.
Yeah.
And just have that time with me and God and let my hair down and just drift in the wind. That's self-care for me is real simple.
And it's amazing that you said that it's real simple, because how about when we had the interview and we was interviewing the seasoned ladies, the older ladies, when we asked them that same question, like, what is self-care? They was like, reading my Bible, or that's 5 minutes of silence. It's real simple for us.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course I want to go on vacation.
Yes.
Of course I want to do, go out to eat, wine, dine, all of that. But it can be as simple as just sitting in my car.
Yes.
For 5 minutes before I open that screen door to the other world.
That part.
To the other world. Even when sometimes the kids in there looking at the screen door and waiting for you to get out the car. But it's just that 5 minutes where you like, I close my eyes, I don't see them.
Yes. I love you. I'll be there shortly.
Now they be texting, why are you in the car?
Yes. What? Is everything okay?
But it's real simple to some people, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm down for that guinea pig thing. Just throwing it out there. Just got it called. What has influenced your journey? And tell me, what are some of the things that you could say that if it hadn't been for X, I wouldn't have got Y?
And again, I'm big on faith. So it's like, honestly, a lot of the no's helped me. Yeah. A lot of the closed doors helped
Wow.
because it motivated me to say, I can do that. If you did it, I know I can do it.
And I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah. So like I said, I look at no's, I look at, closed doors as motivation.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that answer. I wasn't expecting. I love it, but tell me, what does legacy mean to you?
Let's see. Inheritance. Like you spoke on, paving the way, passing that down to, your generation. To me, that's legacy. Just creating that inheritance, whether it's for your children, whether it's for, even your impact, creating that so people can say, she did it, I can do it. Or, so.
And what's wild is you said that Shane and I had an awesome opportunity to sit down with and who was the other guy? We had an awesome opportunity to sit down with them and just talk to them. And Dr. said the same thing. He was like, in spite being a doctor, he was like, his greatest win is that he's now able to leave something for his kids and his legacy that he won't even get to see.
Right. Yeah.
It's not about
us.
Yeah. Why do I create these human beings or people that's of me if I'm not going to create them with opportunity?
Exactly. Yes.
And I mean, everything that he created for them had nothing to do with the doctor side of him.
Right.
He felt like the doctor side of him just gave him an access opportunity to do the work.
Right.
Because he was like, it's about creating that.
The knowledge.
Yeah. The strength. To endure.
Yes.
The hard working. I mean, he talked about that. And I mean, we could talk about the doctor. We could talk about the finance and what access that gave him. But at the same token of time, you still have to have ethics and morals. You still have to be hard working.
Yes.
And I mean, he talked about hard work.
Most definitely.
Definitely. However that look, even if this is working smarter, not harder, whatever. But
that's my favorite motto.
Cheers to AI, but really about investing in something for someone else.
Most definitely.
Because if nothing else, he passed that on to his sons or how many kids he got, because we didn't get into that.
Yeah.
That saying, this is not just about me.
Right.
When you make a decision to pass something on to somebody else.
Yes.
You don't want to live and just die.
Exactly. And I feel like being the way that I have been has shown my kids, mama did it. I got this, because I see so much, especially my girls, because they're older. They're, 21 and 20. But I see so much greatness in them, not just saying that because they're mine, but just the strength.
Right.
And when I see that, I pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, they watch mama endure, whether it was highs and lows.
Right.
But they have that strength.
Right.
They're not going to let nothing stand in their way.
Yeah. And if you don't pass on nothing else, you pass up a don't give up spirit.
Yes.
Even when you get down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we all do that.
Yeah.
But don't give up.
Most definitely.
So let your get ups be more than your fall down.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And I can definitely see your girls being inspired by that. And I love them. They so cute. Nothing against TJ and all that.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
They have it too. They definitely have it. Yeah.
This is about the latest Secret series, because I know TJ be the one said, Miss Lashawn didn't even say that. Okay, so you might have answered this, and I feel like I know what you're going to say, but what has been your biggest source of motivation?
God, of course, faith. reading. Now, one thing that I have definitely started to do is I'm really, really diving in. Of course, my faith is Christianity. So diving into the word because it literally is a life manual. It has helped me. And a lot of times when I read just different stories, I'm like, there's really nothing new under the sun. Like,
Yeah.
so faith, prayer, this new life. This new life is really, really motivating for me.
Yeah.
My husband, there's that new love.
Yeah.
My children, the new baby.
Yeah.
She gets a different version of me, and that's really deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my kids say that too. That it was like my oldest son, coordination was like, Josiah got it so easy, Well, bring that for reincarnation. That is not my fault. That is not daddy's fault. That is whatever God needed you to endure when I was 18. It's just not the same at this age, So it's you needed what I had to offer because you had the strength to endure it.
Exactly.
Josiah might don't have the strength to endure it. He got a different version of me.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And Josiah, everybody who knows Josiah knows he's a hard-working little boy. He his own business owner already. He's well
Awesome.
respectful and all of that. But it is a different version.
It's different. They're all great. They all were raised, but it is, I would say, healed Kenya.
Yeah.
Structured Kenya is different.
Yeah.
Than Kenya, young-minded, dealing with so much, struggling.
Yeah.
It's almost like that survival.
Exactly.
I gotta do this, versus laid back, structured, and it's just like a flow.
Yeah.
And it's so different.
Yeah. And I told my oldest son, Deshaun, when he's especially the one big on that, Josiah, I don't even have to clean his room. But I tell him, you got to see all versions of me,
Most definitely.
which can be a blessing because you get to see the pathway. You get to see what it looks like to go from this struggle to, that's the flow.
Yeah.
You get to see that. Josiah didn't get to see that. So you got to add a touch. It may look difficult at the time because you had to go through it with us, but it's special. You have a special version of your dad and I that Josiah didn't get to see.
Right.
Right. And I feel like you can then be an inspiration to him.
Most definitely.
So, I mean, I think he got to add it. You got the bonus.
Yes. Most definitely.
You got the bonus.
Yeah. I like how you worded that.
Yeah.
Being able to see every
Yeah.
every version.
And I also get to see, that how life is it's harder with my oldest than it was with my youngest. And I even saw that as my mom, like the relationship that she had with my older siblings, because they was almost grown. Most of them was in their 20s before I was born. But like the relationship is even different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's like added pressure
Right.
to the oldest,
Right.
but I have more faith in them that you can understand the struggle, so you can get it done versus Josiah. Let me call this show.
It's funny you say that because like even with my boys, it's the same. Like baby boy, TJ had recently Tay asked to do something TJ was doing. I was like, no, they don't.
That's so true.
Yeah. And not that he can't do it, but it's just like you said, they get just different versions. Yeah.
And I tell Deshaun, I was like, you got this. Like you've seen it, you know how it go. Like Josiah need a little bit more time, a little bit more prayer. Yeah. Not good or bad, it's indifferent.
Yeah, that's definitely.
What do you hope your story impact others in this community?
To never give up, to soar high as you can go.
Yeah. Right.
To remain humble.
Yeah.
Allow humility to drive you.
Yeah.
I feel like that keeps you leveled. Just pursue your dreams because I'm a dreamer. I love dreaming, and I have come in contact with so many dreamers. But I would tell you, is one component that I had to eradicate, and I always speak to other people to eradicate, and that's fear. So remove fear. And if you're scared, do it afraid.
Yeah.
At some point it's going to leave anyway.
Yeah.
So, get rid of fear and just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always ask myself, what is fear?
Mm.
What is that? Where does that come from?
Well, naturally, we have it in us for fight and flight.
Yeah.
If something's hot,
Yeah.
to, physiologically,
Yeah.
we can't touch that.
Yeah.
So that's it's in us.
Yeah.
But God also didn't give us that spirit.
Right.
So, it's just a matter of which fear.
Right.
That physical fear is there for a reason. So
Yeah.
you won't touch fire. So you
Right.
won't do stuff you're not supposed to do. But that other fear is a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want people, when they start operating and that fear starts setting in, to really ask yourself, what is fear?
Right.
What is that? Where does that come from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Are you fearful that you just might succeed?
Yeah.
And if I'm a strong believer, like you said, if you can dream it,
You can do it.
it's a sense of reality that just not has happened yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Cam. The fathers all around, tell us, Raptors, what is your favorite scripture, quote, or mantra?
Okay. So of course it's gonna be scriptures.
Okay.
So, and I just don't want to mess these up.
You have never.
Thanks. So Philippines, I want to say 4:13, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And that was my mother. So of course my mom has passed, but that was her favorite scripture.
Yeah.
And so now I've taken that.
Yeah.
And then in this season, Isaiah 1:19, if ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land.
Oh,
Yes.
I love that
One. That's my favorite in this season. It's so crazy how your scriptures, you have them for your seasons, but that's my favorite for this season. Yeah.
Wow. Season 3, episode 9, Kenya Tanner, True North Speaker Series. Thank you, Kenya, for saying yes. This was amazing. Everything that we knew it was going to be. So I asked you guys to take your notes, post your notes, because this was amazing. So True North Speaker Series, Season 3, Episode 9, Kenya Tanner. Thank you.
Thank you.